So we're back. We're going to talk about Christina a bit. And we got some comments based on our Maya Theories last episode. These are from the YouTube comments section. Actually, I pulled a couple out. I think this past episode cleared some of this up, but not necessarily definitively. The first one comes from The Sovereign Art, who, by the way, is a French viewer, which is very nice.
Hey, whoa, Tim. I don't think we should be reading these comments from strangers because...
we don't take chances on strangers.
Okay. Okay, maybe we'll take some chances.
So, yeah, the Sovereign Art asked, what if the New York scene with Christina and all that is happening in this, and all that is happening in this town is the Sublime? So I think we theorized on that earlier this season that maybe the Christina aspect of things is happening in parallel to the same city in the real world. What do you think about that, Mike?
Man, I really thought so. And I even thought so after watching this episode, but on a second watch of this episode, I don't think so. I think it's in the real world. Cause after watching this for the first time, this episode, I actually thought maybe that Christina is in her own Sublime.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe she has seen the real city before, but then somehow created her own Sublime, and then eventually came to this point, and maybe she's been in her own Sublime for too long. We know Akichida says a lot of people make their own Sublimes and they don't, come together.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you're in your own Sublime for thousands and thousands, pretty much endless years, you could kind of forget who you are. Maybe you created your own character, and then eventually you kind of just lost time and lost who you are.
Mm-hmm.
And then I thought, okay, if that's maybe something like that could be true. And then some of the characters and what they say, like some things that Teddy says, some things that Christina's boss says, some things that even when Hale, and her met up. So I was like, man, these conversations seem a little odd. And I pictured those characters being different people. I was like, wait a minute. What if Teddy is actually like Bernard? Like if Bernard hacked into her Sublime, but wanted to portray himself as Teddy? What if
Interesting.
What if it's like Stubbs and Bernard and Maeve all teaming up to try to get Dolores out of her Christina episode? What if that wasn't actually Hale? And what if that was Maeve? Because some of the things she says and some of her facial expressions, I'm like, that actually could be Maeve saying that.
Mm-hmm.
The boss, I could see Christina's boss. I'm like, that could be Stubbs saying that stuff. I could definitely see just how he, how his nonverbals are, the things he's saying, the stuff's Teddy's saying, definitely. But
yeah,
I don't know, or the other way around. I could see Stubbs or Bernard being Christina's boss, because the stuff he says, I'm like, that's the same thing that Arnold was saying to Dolores.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I don't think that's true. There was just a few things that happened that I was like, no, I'm backing off of that. I think this is all in the same time, same place. And if
same time,
it's
same
not
place.
If it's not the exact same time, it's similar. It's not real far off.
Yeah, I think I agree with that, especially after this episode. It just seems... I think doing that would be way too convoluted, even for this show.
Mm-hmm.
it would just be... It would be just way too confusing to have two of the exact same world running in parallel. I think I like to think they learned their lesson with season 2 of most people not knowing what the fuck was going on with Bernard until the last episode.
Yeah.
I don't think they would do that again.
I think it'd be a bad thing for the show too if they did do what I said, my stupid theory.
Mm-hmm.
Just because then you'd be like, why would you want to even watch the next season? You're like, oh well, anybody could be fucking anybody. Neat.
Yeah, that's what
to me that wouldn't be interesting. That would be annoying. So
I had a similar reaction to the whether or not Jay was killed and became a host in the stairwell. It's like, They already did that with Carver like 2 episodes ago. They can't just keep going to that well every time. Otherwise, it's going to be like Mission Impossible 2, where everybody fucking pulls their face off at some point. It's like, oh, I was wearing a mask. It's like fucking 7 people do that in that movie. And that's why it's the only, it was the last Mission Impossible movie I ever watched. There's fucking 14 of them now. And I've only seen the first 2 because the second one was so stupid.
I like them all. So you should watch them. If you like action, like if you just want to watch an action movie, you know what I mean? That's what they're good for. It's like, I don't know. They're just fun.
Was Maeve in the second one?
Some action.
Was the actress that played Maeve the one in the second one?
Oh man, possibly. It's been a long time since I saw that one.
I'm gonna derail and look it up real quick.
Okay.
No, it was her. Tandaway
right.
Newton
Good
was
job.
It all comes full circle. The next comment comes from AWOL Patchy. I think it makes the most sense if Christina / Maya / Teddy plotline is further into the future. That way, Bernard, Stubbs, Maeve, and the Outliers printed Teddy to wake up Christina. That does make the most sense. I also think it is the laziest way you could tell that story. I would be so disappointed if it turns out that this whole thing, like, I swear to God, if next episode Bernard fixes Maeve decides they need to print Teddy, and that the fucking Christina timeline is in the future, that might ruin. Like, I think this season's one of the best. I think that would ruin the entire season for me.
Hey, I think it has to be more than that, but man, it's a great question. Because yeah, how does Teddy? How is he there? How is he born? How is he printed? Like, what happened? How did he find this Christina who is kind of Dolores or not? Like,
which is still unclear.
Who knows?
Jury's still out.
If you enjoyed that clip, you might also like our full episode. Link right here and in the description. The machines at Google think you might like that one, but are you going to let a machine tell you what you like, or me, a fleshy bag of mostly water? That said, we do need to feed these algorithms before they eat us, so don't forget to like and subscribe before they come for you.